I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Tuesday, August 25th. Today, bad dates.
The person didn't really hide their identity, the female that was arrested.
How a wild series of robberies linked to online dating were carried out, according to police. Also today, less of a waiting game, where it's getting easier to get an MRI. Plus, coming to a halt.
It started as a cocaine trafficking investigation.
How a nearly 2-year investigation led to a significant quantity of drugs and firearms being seized in the province. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. If you think online dating is bleak, you probably still have a more optimistic outlook on love than these guys. Winnipeg police have arrested 3 people in connection to a series of robberies police allege were linked to online dating sites. Standing by live to explain is CTV's Taylor Brock. So Taylor, what happened here?
Well, police say they were robbed at knife point, Marilee. Each victim planned to meet a woman at a Winnipeg home, but when they got there, police say the victims were confronted, robbed, and confined. According to Winnipeg police, several adult men reported meeting a 44-year-old woman on dating websites between February and August of this year. When the victims went to meet her in person, police say men held them at knife point, stole their wallets and keys, and were prevented from leaving. Police are alleging the suspects then took the victims' vehicles, made fraudulent purchases, and withdrew cash from ATMs. It was only when the suspects returned that the victims were freed. Police say the robberies occurred in the 400 block of Eugenie Street and the 500 block of Polson Avenue. On August 7th, police arrested a 44-year-old woman and a 51-year-old man. A 61-year-old male was arrested the next day.
It's a little bit convoluted in the sense that the person didn't really hide their identity, the female that was arrested as the main perpetrator here. And the addresses are linked to the suspects, and the suspects do know one another. So and as far as organization, there is some type of organization, but again, we don't always catch the right ones.
Now, when it comes to charges, Marilee, they're facing quite a few. A 44-year-old woman and a 51-year-old man are facing numerous charges that include kidnapping and multiple counts of robbery, uttering threats, and forcible confinement. Now, they were both detained in custody, and a 61-year-old man is facing those same charges I just mentioned, as well as uttering threats and disguise with intent. He was released on an undertaking. None of the charges have been proven in court. Now, police are continuing to investigate. They believe there may be more victims and are encouraging them to come forward.
All right, thanks for this, Taylor. Well, it just became easier for folks living in and around the Pas to get an MRI. The province says the mobile MRI unit began serving patients at St. Anthony's General Hospital Monday. It came from Thompson, where it's been used for more than 3,000 scans since arriving in June. The province says going forward, the device will rotate between the 2 communities. 15 arrests in 10 different Manitoba communities. The seizure of over 10 kilograms of illicit drugs and 57 firearms. That's the results of a 19-month police investigation.
It started as a cocaine trafficking investigation.
But after evidence was gathered and the scope of the operation expanded, this is what police seized as part of Project Dolor. It was launched in December of 2024 when Winkler police approached RCMP about multiple kilograms of cocaine being imported to an area business. A number of arrests were made over the past month, and searches were done at residential and commercial properties in 5 communities and municipalities. RCMP expect even more arrests will be made.
Obviously, with any investigation, there's a lot of data that we need to go through, from search warrants, production orders, things of that sort. So that takes time. So we'll see what we find, and then we'll go from there.
7 charges have been laid so far, 29 against a 28-year-old Carmen man who was arrested during a traffic stop in February. The other suspects, 14 men and 1 woman, live in 10 different communities, including Morden, La Riviere, Thornhill, the RMS Stewart Burn, and McCreary. Charges are also pending against 2 Winnipeg men. A Winnipeg School Division's plan to develop an outdoor education and bus maintenance facility outside the perimeter could become a step closer to reality this week. A hearing is set for Friday about the 8.2-acre parcel of land at 3280 St. Mary's Road in St. Germain. It's owned by the Louis Riel School Division, which is asking for the site to be rezoned. Documents on the city's website show the portion bordering St. Mary's will include an outdoor classroom, naturalized gardens, and a pond, along with a nearly 11,000 square foot educational facility. The back half will incorporate existing buildings into a maintenance shop and yard. The Public Service is recommending the rezoning be approved with some conditions. New housing options are now available for students of a Northern Manitoba college. University College of the North has officially opened a new student residence at its Flin Flon campus. It features 30 rooms, including 22 student suites and 8 executive suites for instructors and visiting professionals. There's also a dining hall, commercial kitchen, and recreation space. UCN, the Manitoba government, Prairie Scan, and the Manitoba Mineral Development Fund provided $2 million towards construction. All right, let's bring Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. What are you tracking for us tonight, Colleen?
Well, I want to start with what we were tracking last night. Check out this viewer video. Boy, oh boy, did Mother Nature put on quite the light show over southeastern Manitoba. Now, Glenn was treated to this light show. Look at all that lightning. It just went on and on. Pretty spectacular stuff. Now, there was at one point a severe thunderstorm right over top of Winnipeg and other parts of the southeast as well. But yeah, if you were right underneath it like I was, wow, was that ever loud. But what a light show it put on. Now, here's the setup today. There is the possibility we could see more thunderstorms. We have a low that's traveled out of the Manitoba Lakes area. It's right around the border, and you can see that circulation nicely. Now, there is the potential with this atmospheric setup for funnel clouds to develop. I'll have more on that coming up, but for now, why don't we take a look through the CTV Live Eye. It is brought to you by Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, it's cloudy. It's 24 degrees. It's humid too. It feels like 29 with the humidex. And it's windy. Winds out of the northwest at 31 kilometers an hour with wind gusts up to 41. The pressure is rising and the humidity is 65%. Out in traffic on this Tuesday afternoon, a live look out at the Provencher Bridge in the Esplanade Riel. Traffic is moving smoothly through that part of the city, out of downtown and into St. Boniface.
Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Taking a look at the markets today, crude oil lost $2.65. The loonie saw a little bit of change, up just 0.2. Gold futures fell $3. The TSX added 243 points. The Dow Jones gained 16 points, while the Nasdaq closed 171 points higher. The Canadian Taxpayers Federation is calling on Manitoba's premier to ease the pain at the pump.
Every time you head to the pumps in Manitoba, you pay 3 different gas taxes.
The Federation's 28th annual gas tax honesty report says Manitobans are paying 27 cents per liter in taxes alone when they fill up. Now, this includes GST, a carbon tax, and the provincial gas tax.
So when you head to the pump, you're paying about $21 to fill up a minivan in just tax, about $27 in just tax to fill up a pickup truck.
And that could jump even higher next month if the Prime Minister ends the federal fuel tax cut, which went into effect in April. The Taxpayers Federation is calling on Premier Wab Kinew to call for an extension of that cut, as well as to suspend the provincial gas tax to help ease rising gas prices. Finding an affordable place to live is one of the biggest challenges to women escaping violence, which is why the province is supporting a new housing facility in Pembina Valley.
A new transitional housing complex with 25 units and 57 beds for women and children leaving gender-based violence.
$2.4 million will be used to create Clearwater Place at Winkler's Genesis House. It includes trauma-focused programming and counseling services, new gathering spaces, and a play area for the kids. Its executive director says Clearwater Place's transitional housing will give families a safe space to sleep, live, and heal.
To the staff of Genesis House, thank you. Every day you guys witness extraordinary resilience from the women and children we serve. Your compassion has shaped every part of this project. Your belief in me has made Clearwater Place possible.
Ground has already been broken on Clearwater Place. It's expected to welcome families in April of next year. A grounds crew worker is dead after being hit by a plane at Montreal's Trudeau Airport. Emergency crews were called to the airport after the worker was hit by an airplane backing up on the tarmac. Passengers were taken off the plane several hours later. Montreal police transferred the case to Employment and Social Development Canada. A member of the advisory board for the Professional Women's Hockey League says it is not for sale. Stan Kasten has confirmed the governance of the 12-league team will remain stable, even as co-founder Mark Walter looks to sell off parts of his sports empire. The move comes amid U.S. federal investigations into loans between Walter's insurance companies and businesses with ties to him. Kasten also says there's no expected change in the ownership structure of the PWHL.
Oscar winner, Oscar, what do you call it when you don't? Nominee.
Brotherly affection? Why two Hollywood superstars are playing fictionalized versions of themselves in a new miniseries. We've got all the quirky details for you next in Spotlight.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and we begin today with some sad news about the queen of country music.
The saddest news, country music legend Dolly Parton has died.
Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw it.
Parton's nephew made the announcement in an online video. Just days ago, Parton shared an update on her health, telling People magazine she'd been dealing with health issues since the death of her husband in March of last year.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life.
Parton is the best-selling female country music artist of all time. She's written over 3,000 songs, including, of course, 9 to 5, Jolene, and the other mega hit, I Will Always Love You. Born in Tennessee in 1946, Parton began playing guitar at the age of 6 and singing in church. She started writing songs just a year later. She had several #1 hits, and by 1980, she starred in her first movie, which was 9 to 5. Dolly Parton was 80.
She was a legend.
Absolutely.
All right, now to a two-day comedy showcase featuring Indigenous comedians that's coming to Winnipeg.
Well, get ready to laugh. It's called the Must Be Nice Indigenous Comedy Festival. It highlights performers from near and far who are set to bring their unique perspectives to the stage. Headliners include Jeff Gobet, Caitlin Brightnose, Stephen Meachus, and Sherry McKay. The event kicks off Friday at Devil May Care Brewing Company at 7 p.m. and it runs through Sunday.
Well, have you heard the rumor that Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson are brothers?
Right. Now, while the jury's still out on that, Marilee, the pair are definitely leaning into it.
Maybe it's not a total coincidence that you and Matthew are always scrapping like brothers.
Mom, Meg, are you saying
You and Matthew might be brothers?
yes?
Buckle up, Chuckle.
Now, the pair play fictionalized versions of themselves in the upcoming comedy Brothers in the series. Their lives are thrown into chaos after McConaughey's mother lets slip that, you guessed it, they might just be siblings. The 8-part series debuts September 23rd on Apple TV.
I could see it.
I could
too.
They
both have that laid back
They sure
kind of way about them.
It's very believable.
All right. Now to a tribute to Feist.
That's right. And it's happening at next month's Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Toronto.
I got a man to stick it out and make a home from rented house.
Wilco frontman Jeff Tweedy and Los Angeles songwriter and producer Phineas are set to pay tribute to Feist. Tweedy and Phineas say they were both inspired by Feist music and will perform her songs at the gala on September 26th at Massey Hall. Phineas, who is Billie Eilish's brother and collaborator, will also induct Feist into the Hall of Fame.
Some of the most iconic props and costumes in modern movie history are going under the hammer.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool collection. It seems like their legacies are staying alive. John Travolta's white disco suit from Saturday Night Fever is on the auction block. It's estimated to bring $200,000 to $400,000.
Wow.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes for more. Also up for bid, the stunt axe Jack Nicholson used in The Shining, Johnny Depp's title prop from Edward Scissorhands, Michael Keaton's bat suit, the mosquito and amber fossil from Jurassic Park, and get this, Morty's hoverboard from Back to the Future. More than 1,700 lots are up for auction Wednesday through Saturday at propstoreauction.com.
Some cool pieces there.
Yeah, very much so.
All right, you may want to keep your composure over this next writing assignment.
Indeed, a beloved rom-com could be making a return.
Hi, Andy Anderson from Composure Magazine.
Our resident how-to girl.
I want to write about things that matter.
What are you working on now? How to lose a guy in 10 days.
Variety has reported a sequel is in the works for the film How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Kate Hudson, who plays Anderson, is reportedly producing the project too. The intention is for Hudson and Matthew McConaughey to reprise their roles, but nothing is confirmed. It's in the very early stages and still a screenwriter is needed. The original film was released 23 years ago, if you can believe it.
No way.
Yeah. Now, I guess if it didn't end up happening, we can't be upset because, as Andy once said, you can't lose something you never had.
23 years ago, I went to the movies to watch that?
That's correct.
Wow.
Don't do that math.
Time flies, Colleen.
That's correct.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome, I think. Your primetime lineup starts with Jeopardy! Masters at 7. The Amazing Race Canada comes next at 8. And at 9, Catch Password. It's all right here tonight on CTV. Portage Avenue, east and westbound in front of Polo Park, busy in both directions, but flowing well by the looks of it. 24 degrees out there. It's cloudy and windy. I will show you your full forecast coming up.
Women's clothing provided by R.W. & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
The world's most prestigious tango tournament is underway in Argentina. The qualifiers kicked off this weekend. This is the largest tournament of its kind in the world, featuring hundreds of couples from countries all over the world, including right here in Canada.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Colleen Brady back now with your complete Skywatch forecast, and hopefully we're not in for a repeat of last night's light show.
Yeah, should be a nicer night to get out there and tango here. Wow, did the sky ever open up over Winnipeg and other parts of the southeast? That's where it seemed to be most focused. Now, as we head into this Tuesday evening, there's still the possibility of thunderstorms, although the possibility is starting to diminish. Now, I talked about low pressure that started out over the lakes earlier today. An upper low has been slowly making its way over to the Ontario border, and you can really see that in the terms of the rotation right around the center of that low pressure. But along with it comes the potential for funnel cloud development, according to Environment and Climate Change Canada. Just the if factor here really is just how much cloud was going to accompany that low coming out of the northwest. If it stays cloudy enough, the temperatures won't get warm enough. But now really we're at the height of daytime heating. But at this point, no funnel clouds have been reported. We have no advisory in effect from Environment Canada. So we'll continue to monitor this, of course. We'll also monitor all this thunderstorm activity, primarily in northwestern Ontario. There you can see pushing out of Red Lake right into the Dryden area too. Sioux Lookout. That thunderstorm development is, or those thunderstorms rather, headed your way. Meanwhile, again, we can't rule them out in the south in Manitoba yet this evening, although the chance is starting to diminish. In northern parts of the province, some sunshine today, a good swath through Thompson out to Flin Flon there in the sunshine. Back in the south right now, it's 24 degrees in Winnipeg and Steinbach, over the border in Kenora, 21 there. Out the other direction, 22 degrees both in Brandon and Dauphin. Northern half of the province, it is a warm 24 degrees both in Thompson and Flin Flon over in Lynn Lake. It is 19 degrees right now. So here's a look at this low. Again, this low sitting right around the Manitoba-Ontario border, and that rotation nicely circulating right around it, but you can see definitely where that heavier rain is. It's on the Ontario side of the border tonight. As we go throughout that night, the night ahead, the next few hours, that rain is really going to start to ease up in Ontario, but it's going to clear right out for the most part across much of Manitoba. As we get into Wednesday, sunshine will return, so will some warmer temperatures. It'll be a lovely middle of the week for most of us here in Manitoba. As we get into Thursday, sunny not just in Manitoba, but also in northwestern Ontario. For tonight for Winnipeg, we drop down to around 15 degrees overnight. Along the way, still a chance of showers with a thunderstorm risk this evening. We can't entirely wipe off the risk of anything happening just yet. It should not be a repeat, though, of last night. Winds out of the northwest at 30, gusting to 50 kilometers an hour. Sunshine tomorrow up to 24 degrees. Nice day. We have the UV index for Wednesday for the city of 6 or high. Quick look at the long-range forecast. Sunshine as we get into Thursday, 24 degrees. Chance of showers on Friday, 25. Then we get into the weekend. It'll be a warm start to a 26 degrees Saturday, mix of sun and cloud. Showers possible Sunday, 24, and then a chance of showers as we get into Monday. Let's take a look at our weather photos, starting with a photo of the lightning. This was over Winnipeg. Great shot there. This one is from Maureen. Now, very cute photo alert coming up. I couldn't resist. Look how cute is this little frog on that leaf there. This is out in Petersfield. I thought it was adorable. Thank you, Connie, for that one. Send us yours to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
He is adorable. Yeah. Thanks, Colleen. A clothing manufacturer in Japan is adding a whole new meaning to the phrase, the dog days of summer.
It is very dangerous even for us humans, and for dogs who cannot sweat like us, it's even worse.
The company called Sweet Mummy has launched a puffy cooling jacket to help pet owners protect their furry friends from heat stroke during the most sweltering days of the year. The jacket was inspired by the air-conditioned vest worn by Japanese construction workers. Inside the suit are 2 battery-powered fans and an ice pack. The outfit has become a hit since its launch in 2022. The newest versions sell for around $100. Well, that little guy in the jacket they were showing off the top really reminds me of my Jack.
Yeah.
He does not like clothing of any sort, though. He would have been growling at me.
But he's very cute.
But they look so handsome in it, too. But practical, this piece of fashion.
Jack is handsome, yes.
All right, that does it for us this hour. But don't go far. We're back at 6 o'clock. We hope you'll join us back here again then.